On Friday, the 2nd of August 1996 at 7:15 p.m. in Atlanta, but 1:15 a.m. the next day in Nigeria, the final of pole vault and women's shot put were being rounded up. A destiny-changing event started unfolding as lesser-known Chioma Ajunwa was led along with a star-studded field of women long jumpers. The 12 were marching into the arena to be introduced and start the long jump final. There would be 6 jumps per athlete. At the end of the third jump, 4 of the 12 were eliminated. The top 8 battled for the medals. The Olympic Games are regarded as the greatest show on the earth. To be a winner at the Olympic Games, therefore, is not a mean feat. In fact, to achieve the status of an Olympic contender, let alone a winner, requires long and dedicated training. It is the burning desire to excel over others that creates a champion. That is the case for Chioma Ajunwa, who today is celebrating the Silver Jubilee as Nigeria's first Olympic Games gold medalist, and so far, the only individual gold medalist for the country. How time flies! It is already 25 years since the memorable feat. For Nigeria, it was after 48 years of featuring in the Olympic Games that the country's name was reflected on the gold medals list. Even then, the honor came from an unlikely source. Very few people would have predicted that Nigeria's first Olympic gold medal would be won by Chioma Ajunwa, who just returned to competitive sports after coming out from suspension. More likely winners were Fiona May of Italy, who won the event at the World Championship in Gothenburg, Sweden in 1995, as well as Jacqueline Joyner-Kersee of USA, the gold medalist at Seoul 88 and bronze medalist at Barcelona 92.
The reigning world champion, and starts off here, going for Olympic gold. She started off fairly safely, I think. She had the longest jump in qualifying.
That was the world champion's jump, and followed by that of the other favorite, America's Jacqueline Joyner-Kersee. The best was later to come from an unusual person.
That very day, when I came into the stadium, I was so afraid. I was jittering because I've never seen such crowd in my life before. And I saw giant people that I'm going to compete with. Immediately I got to the pitch, they started using strategies to get me scared. I took my towel, put on the floor, and I sat. And something struck my mind. It said, look, get up, replicate whatever thing they are doing. Their legs are not made of iron. Immediately the power came into me. Immediately they called me. I saw it that as a new person that has no name then, they put me in front to use me as a target. To God be the glory. I just destabilized them with my first jump, and that's ended the whole show.
But Ajunwa has done something rather special here. Oh my goodness, it's 7:12. It's a new African and Commonwealth record for the Nigerian. That is going to be very, very tough to beat. Ajunwa of Nigeria, 7:12, a new Commonwealth record, a new African record, obviously a new Nigerian record.
With burning desire to excel over others, Ajunwa dusted the 2 favorites to win the gold.
Really a good runner. And it's still very, very long for Ajunwa. Very unfamiliar look, actually, about the top 3 at the moment. Ajunwa in first place, Irina.
How did that happen? Let's hear a long jump expert and former Nigeria Olympic captain Yusuf Ali.
I remember vividly that when she took that first jump, it was like AM in Nigeria. I spoke with Jimmy. I said, Jimmy, I think this guy has won this long jump. He said, why? I said, 7:12. The whole field crumbled. They are now tight. They now start reaching for the ball. They now start adjusting, and I think at that point it was gone. But if you even look at the jump as a long jumper, you find that Chioma Ajunwa did not actually finish that jump. She went up in the air so much that she had to crash land. She came down too quick. She did not extend like she should have. That jump would have been like 7.3. But anyway, it was Olympic gold medal, and the whole of Africa, they were happy about it. And also because it's an American event. America dominates the long jump, both men and women. So Americans were not too happy about it. So they will do everything possible to make sure that this thing will not stay, or the next Olympic Games, they want to win it. It's been 25 years and the records stood for a long time. I was glad to be a Nigerian on that day and also an African.
In upsetting the form books, Ajunwa becomes the first African woman to win an Olympic gold medal in a field event.
It's something that you can compare with 3SC winning our first Continental, the 1980 team winning our first Nations Cup. But the beauty about Chioma's feat was that it was at a global level. Remember, our first attempt at the Olympics was in 1948. Our first participation was in Helsinki, 52. And we didn't win a medal until 64, when Nigerian won a bronze in boxing. So from 64, the noise in the country has been, oh, the gold medal is elusive. We thought we could do it in Barcelona. We didn't. Then we were all looking at football winning the gold medal at Atlanta. Then from nowhere, this young lady came and beat a very strong fielder, including the like of Fiona May, Yakikesi, to win the gold medal with a new African record, 7.12. So it's a world feat.
She happened to be my roommate for that Olympics. One will ask how, because she was in athletics and then badminton. But due to the late arrival of the badminton team, we had to somehow manage the accommodation, and so we were put together in the same room. And so you can imagine how elated and how surprised I was to hear that my roommate had got us our first gold medal for Atlanta 96. And so that's why they say be careful of who is by your side, because you don't know what the person will become the next day. So I was really elated and grateful to go for the feat.
Perhaps not everyone was surprised at the feat recorded by Chioma Ajunwa.
Well, ironically, I came into sport in 1996, and my first contact was a Cuban, George Diaz, who was coaching Chioma. Remember, Chioma had run 10.9 in 1922 before she was banned. So Chioma was primed for the Olympics then, and every day I go to the National Stadium, and Diaz was training her. I was new in track and field then, and Diaz was always telling me that, look, Chioma will win a gold medal for Nigeria. I was saying that, look, all about Olopade deficit, saying, Ajunwa, she has what it takes to do it. She's strong, very strong. So, because I've been following her since May 1996, I watch her train every day before she traveled to Atlanta. And Diaz had told me so many things. When she jumped the 7.12, I wasn't surprised, because I have privileged information.
That is Chioma Ajunwa's story. The making of a champion, an officer, and a lady of substance. Born on the 25th of December 1970 at Umuhioku Ahiazo Mbaise in Imo State, Chioma was the last and the only girl in a family of 9. How did she get into the Nigerian police force and becoming an athlete?
Started far back, many years ago. That fateful day I cannot forget. I came to Imo State Sports Council to come and look for a job. And I just decided, I said, okay, since while I was still in secondary school, I normally represent Imo State in primary school sports. And I knew we had some athletes that the state government was then, that sports council was then giving allowance. I was walking out of Danayem Stadium while I saw 3 people coming, 2 men and a woman. When I saw them, they were police. I started running. They chased me. They said that the Oga want to see me, that they want me to be running for them. It was close to police games period then. They now took me to state headquarters. Eventually, when we got to Mr. Evie's office, the man was like still expecting somebody to come in. And he now asked, he said, "Where is the athlete you told me you're going to bring?" He said, "Okay, this is her." The man was like, "Is that the antelope?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Okay, this girl is an antelope." He's beating, he started calling names of their top athletes, that I am the one that have beat them while they were doing trials. He now asked 3 of them that they should take me to my mom and tell my mom that police needs me. Brought a letter and said that they want her in Lagos on felony. That was how they picked me, and that was how I entered police. They put me in police college. That's how I joined police. So when I was in police college, being someone that is being taken in through sports, so they gave me every opportunity. I wasn't doing fatigue like any other recruit then. That was how I started training, and during the championship, I did marvelously well. And after then, I was now called to national camp, the first time in life.
25 looks a magical number for Ajunwa. Born on the 25th day in December, she was 25 when she attained the height of an Olympian, as she overcame several setbacks in her career to shoot into global limelight. During her period of travails, she found a wonderful helper in former Nigerian international footballer Segun Odegbami.
Well, honestly, after God, He is my second God. You know, because I believed without Chief Segun Odegbami, I wouldn't have been able to have the opportunity of getting the Olympic gold. He persuaded me and said he saw something in me, that if I don't believe in myself, he believes in me. And he took it upon himself. He took me to outside the country for me to train with other children that are training for the Olympics. He gave me the opportunity to visit many countries as far as preparation of the Olympics was concerned. You know, and I cannot forget that man in a hurry. I give him kudos, and everybody from my town, from my village, loves Chief Segun Odegbami very, very well.
There is another accomplished sports personality with whom she shared her traits. Both Ajunwa and Emmanuel Amuneke are sports personalities who have identical credentials. Apart from both hailing from Imo State, they were born on the same day, 25th of December, 1970. Both were part of Nigerian football teams in Nigeria's debut at World Cups. Ajunwa was in the Super Falcons at the inaugural Women's World Cup in China, 1991. Amuneke was in the Super Eagles at their debut World Cup outing in 1994 in the US. More significantly, both attended the same Olympic Games at Atlanta 96 and were gold medalists. While Ajunwa won an individual gold medal to become the first and only Nigerian individual gold medalist, Amuneke scored the back-breaking goal that delivered gold to Nigeria's football team. Ajunwa is now giving back to the society that produced her. The former Super Falcons forward and Olympic gold medalist, who is now an assistant commissioner for police, has initiated a platform, the Chioma Ajunwa Foundation, through which she is paying back to the society. The mother of all is the reason that we are gathered today. 25 years have passed since the historic gold medal. Chioma Ajunwa is looking at what Nigeria should expect in the next 25 years as she is establishing a #6 billion sports development center.
Our partner with Chioma Ajunwa Foundation is to synergize in assisting our youth, especially those with interest in all kinds of sports and activities.
The foundation has announced plans to establish a 6 billion naira sports development center. Athletics, football and taekwondo are 3 sport events chosen to celebrate the Golden Jump.
That's why we are here today, because my passion is for us to take our youth off the streets, take them off the menace of drugs, rape, whatever thing that they are doing that is not okay, because when you are doing this, invest in them. You are not investing in Chioma, you are investing to our youth, and when it's good for them, we get the good name, so our youth must be helped. In the next 25 years, I want Nigeria to dominate in the industry of sport, because Nigerians have great talent. We will not undermine them any longer. Everybody should join hands and make this a reality. Thank you, and God bless you all.